Hello, welcome everybody. My name's Tyler. This is my week 4 assignment, my Petchechka. Excuse me if I'm saying that incorrectly. It's called Our Neighborhood. This is something very personal to me, and I think it should be personal to everybody because I'm pretty much going to be talking about where we are, where we exist. It's very important. So when you look up at the night sky and you see all the stars and you see all those little dots, don't you wonder, how big is that? How are we alone? How could we possibly be alone? There's so much of it. Now knowing what we know. So we're going to discuss, I'm going to take you step by step through the vastness of space. Starting at Earth. We all know Earth, every story you've ever heard, every person you know about, all your relatives, everyone that existed on this blue dot in the middle of nowhere. It's in the solar system. Now, this is an up-to-date map of the solar system, technically, and I didn't know this, but there's this dwarf planet called Ceres that's in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter, and it's about the same size as Pluto, and in 2003 you'd be over there. And so we have a lot of planets orbiting our sun. We're going to stop. I'm going to talk about something specifically before we get out of the solar system, because I love it since I was a kid. This is Jupiter. Jupiter has 65 moons. It's the biggest planet in our solar system. It's a gas giant. It's got that crazy swirling storm. But we're not stopping at Jupiter. We're going to one of its moons. One of its moons called Europa. This is Europa. I love Europa. You see all these lines and cracks and all that. That's ice. The surface of Europa is made of ice. And scientists believe that under that ice could possibly be vast oceans teeming with life. I think it's the most interesting body in our solar system. All right, moving on. We're looking out now. We're just going to look up. This is the closest star system to us. This is the Alpha Centauri system. The two big dots are Alpha Centauri and Beta Centauri. The little red circle there is Proxima Centauri. It's about 4.5 light years from Earth, so if we could ever travel the speed of light, it would take us about 4.5 years to get there. Now we're looking at, we're getting a little bit bigger. We're always going to be getting bigger in this. This is the local star cluster. I believe that's what it's called, yep. And the thing I love about this is all these interesting names you'll see. Altair, Arcturus. I recognize these names from video games that I play. I'm sure of it. Okay, so now, getting bigger. This is the arm of the galaxy we're in. This is the Orion arm. It's 26,000 light years from the galactic center, and it's about 10,000 light years in length. It's a big arm. Orion arm. It's where we live. This is a rendition of the Milky Way galaxy, which has a supermassive black hole in the center of it, which was recently theorized, and a lot of scientists actually believe that all galaxies have supermassive black holes, which I always thought when I was a kid it looked like water going down a drain. So I always thought there were black holes. So now this is interesting. See that circle on that map? That's you can read it. That's all the planets we've seen. All the scientists, all the planets they've ever observed are in that circle, most of them. So we have a lot in our own galaxy that we don't know. So we're going to look up from our galaxy now, right? We're going to look, how far is that? About 25 million light years from Earth is the Andromeda Galaxy. It's the closest galaxy to us, and it's that far. It takes 25 million years for light to travel from it for us to see it. And it's the largest galaxy of this, the local group. It's the biggest one. You see it there on the bottom right. It's the biggest galaxy. And the local group contains about 54 galaxies in it, which I think is awesome. 54 galaxies, about let's say 150 billion stars per galaxy. That's a lot. Now we're getting bigger. This is the Virgo supercluster, which was recently redefined. So I'm not going to get too far into this, but this was what the supercluster scientists originally believed we were a part of. But last year they discovered this, the Laniakea supercluster, the immeasurable heaven. All those lines are flow lines where galaxies are traveling to the central point called the Great Attractor. And that arm we're in, that dot, the arm, was that original Virgo supercluster I was talking about in the last slide. Now we're part of this super massive thing, and it's beautiful. Look up pictures of it. It is beautiful. Okay, so now this is a collection of superclusters, which is called the, I'm trying to say this right, the Pisces Cetus Supercluster, Pisces Cetus Supercluster Complex. And it's a galaxy filament is what it's called. And you've probably seen pictures of, like, it looks red and it looks like webbing. That's galaxy filaments. And now this is as big as we get. This is the observable universe. This is everything we've seen. It's about 93 billion light years in diameter. And there's no way to know, but scientists believe it has over 100 billion galaxies, each with over 100 billion stars in them. How can we be alone? You have to ask yourself, with that amount of space and with all the, whatever the percentages of possibilities that there could be life on a planet, or a certain planet orbiting a sun, a star, how can we possibly be alone? And humans are taking the steps needed to reach out and find somebody. The search for extraterrestrial intelligence, SETI, I'm sure you've heard of them. They have radio telescopes all over the planet. They're trying to communicate. They're trying to bounce signals off things and talk to people who are out there. And hopefully one day we'll hear something. And hopefully it'll be good. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please share your ideas with me. Comment below. I love new ideas. I wouldn't care about the things like this that I care about if I didn't hear new ideas from people. This opened up a world for me, and I hope it does for you too.